Welcome. I'm Jordia Benjamin, Merkin Senior Coordinator of Programs and Audience Engagement at Colby College Museum of Art in Waterville, Maine. This is Artful Movements. Artful Movements is a part of the museum's wellness initiative under the larger program, Let Art Inspire. In this program, we select a work of art from our collection and we pair it with a yoga pose. Now, before we begin the yoga portion of this program, let's first take a look at the artwork that has inspired this month's theme, Time to Celebrate. Today, we look at the work of Zanel Maholi, Namhla at Cassilhaus, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 2016. Zanel Maholi is a South African visual activist working in photography, video, installation, and currently painting. Maholi's work looks at the Black resistance, existence, as well as insistence, focusing exclusively on Black LGBTQIA+ and gender non-conforming individuals to ensure this community exists in the visual archive. Maholi uses the pronouns they and them and explains that they identify as a human being. Zanel Maholi, Namhla 1, Cassilhaus, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 2016, is a part of the Zoyama Goyama series, which is Zulu for Hail the Black Lioness. Zoyama is their response to a number of ongoing racism and politics of exclusion. These portraits of self speaks to occupying public spaces to which Black communities have been denied access. Zoyama is not only an archive of beautiful photographs, but as a means to bring forth political statements and affirmations. Maholi faces and phases that they conjure not only bear witness to their own experience, but also the persistence and insistence on making a claim for humanity. The majority of the photographs in Zoyama Goyama are based on personal experiences, archiving their travels in America, Europe, and Africa. In Namhla, Maholi is archiving their experience in North Carolina. Engaging with the language of theater, Maholi interprets various characters and archetypes using wigs, outfits, and props that speak to their presumed cultural identity as an African. By enhancing their dark skin and sometimes lightening their lips, they have enhanced their physical features in an assertion of their Black identity, forcing the viewer to question their role in gazing at them, along with emphasizing the literal sense of contrast. The yoga pose. The fire log pose stretches the outer hips intensively, which is often the main culprit of sciatica pain. The benefits of the yoga pose are stretches the hips and groin. The fire log pose requires a focused gaze, whereas the artwork encourages viewers to reflect on their own gaze that may be racially charged. The yoga pose requires one to face front, similarly to the front-facing pose of Muholi, which can be viewed as an assertion of dominance and power. Now let's visit our partners at School Street Yoga who will lead us in our yoga practice.
Welcome to the yoga portion of Artful Movements. I'm Kathleen Haberstock, and so glad that you're joining me today. And we're not here at School Street, as you can see. School Street Yoga, I'm having the floors redone right now to hopefully welcome back some in-person small classes starting in May. So right now, just get a comfortable seat and allow yourself to find some stillness. And it might be that you need to sit on a chair, and that's great, that's fine. Otherwise, sit on the floor. You might like a pillow or a blanket under you. You might rock a little forward and back, and then just begin to find stillness. Find what feels like center to you today. Begin to get in touch with your breath. Let's bring one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. Feeling the beating of your own heart, noticing whatever is moving as you breathe, just your natural breath. Allow yourself to settle. Eyes might close or you might gaze to the mat. And then begin to grow the breath. Allow the belly to move out on the inhale, the ribs, all the way up to the upper chest. You might hold at the top for a moment and then let the belly go first. Then the ribs, then soften the chest, like you're squeezing a tube of toothpaste. And then let the belly fill first, ribs and chest. And just continue that for a few breaths. Belly goes in first as you exhale. Belly goes out first as you inhale. Continue that deep breathing. And outside, we're starting to notice spring is here. It's right around the corner if it's not quite blooming yet. It's kind of a celebration of life happening everywhere. So I'm going to read to you a little poem by Dana Falz. From root to bloom. Sap is flowing once again from root to trunk, from trunk to branch, to every leaf and bud and blossom on the tree. The frozen days are past. Now is the season of flowering, when the full force of energy moves up and up to manifest its destiny. It is everything to me, this new life springing forth from the ash and compost, this chance to nurture, weed, and prune, to patiently receive the miracle that blooms as if no force on earth can turn aside its beauty. Just for a moment, imagining yourself as if you were a flower. The spine is the stalk. And the sits bones and any part of the legs that are on the floor are the roots. And allow the roots to ground down. Allow the spine to lengthen, much as those flowers out there are starting to burst forth. And then just imagine at the crown of your head, the flower, reaching up towards the sun, and a few breaths here. And even as you are your own individual flower, you're connected to all of nature, to all the other flowers, no matter what the shape or the size, the color of the flower, just as we're all connected. We can't fully understand another person's experience, but we can meet them with compassion. We can have an open heart and an open mind to listen to each other. So just breathing here, feeling your own individual body, but also feeling yourself connected. And a few more deep breaths here. Let's inhale deeply through the nose and exhale out the mouth. 2 more like that. Big inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Let it go out the mouth. Coming into our first posture, you might want a blanket. So even if you weren't sitting on a blanket just now, you might want to get a blanket under your sits bones. We're going to bring our legs long. This is called Jhanush Asana. So we're going to bend the right knee and bring the right foot into the left leg. And then please twist to the left. Leave your left fingers on the mat and begin to press forward, walking your hand down the leg, any amount. And then back hand comes forward, both arms are forward. Breathing here. Lengthening the breath. Can you lengthen the inhale and the exhale? Doesn't matter how far you go, it's about the length in the spine. Shake the head lightly. Slowly pressing your way back up. We're going to bring that right hand behind you and press up onto that right hand. Big inhale here. And then finding your way back down. We'll switch legs. So go ahead and extend that right leg. Left foot comes in. Twist to the right. And then press into the right fingers, walk your arm down the leg, wherever it lands. Then back arm comes forward, both arms forward, breathing here. Deep inhales and exhales. Can you still feel length in the spine? Shake your head lightly, making sure you're letting your neck go. Very slowly, begin to walk your hands back up. We're going to bring soles of the feet together, knees apart. So a few breaths here at center, Baddha Konasana. Breathing here, lengthening through the spine again, like that stalk of the flower. And then just begin to tilt forward, and any amount, let the head go. And you can press arms into legs, but press legs into arms as well. Just a few breaths here. Slowly making your way back up. We're going to make our way onto hands and knees for child's pose. Knees will be wide, big toes touching. And just breathing here. I'm going to read to you a quote as you breathe in child's pose. So just allow yourself to settle there. Noticing your inhale, noticing your exhale. This first quote is from Homer's The Odyssey. On these sands and in the clefts of the rocks, in the depths of the sea, in the creaking of the pines, you'll spy secret footprints and catch far-off voices from the homecoming celebration. This land still longs for Odysseus. So Rolf Gates goes on to say, before yoga, each of us is like the land that longs for the return of its hero. We can feel this longing in our muscles, in our bones, in the movements that were once fluid and natural, but that have become prematurely stiff and unreliable. There is a presence, a life force, that is conspicuous in its absence. There is a wisdom within us that is more powerful than our despair. There is a movement toward health that our intellect can merely glimpse. Once in a while, It is the same impulse that causes plants to face the sun, animals to take care of their young. This life force has provided us with the priceless, miraculous opportunity of our yoga practice. All we need to do is cultivate an open heart to express our gratitude both on and off the mat and to celebrate the return of our hero. From here, we're going to begin a moon salutation. So you may have heard of a sun salutation. This is a moon salutation. So begin to walk your hands back up. We'll bring the knees towards one another. Try sitting on the heels here. Inhale, reach the arms up, palm against palm. Look to the sky. Exhale, find a child's pose. Knees together. Inhale, crawl your hands out to a modified up dog. Toes remain tucked. Lift the heart. Exhale back to down dog. You might pedal the feet. Knees could stay bent. On your next inhale, right foot forward between the hands. Back knee down. Lift the heart. Fingers stay on the ground. Exhale, step the back foot forward and fold. Inhale, rise up. Reach to the sky, palms touch. Bring palm against palm in front of the heart. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up, little back bend. Exhale, dive over the legs. Inhale, right foot steps back, knee down. Lift the heart, but fingers are down. And then exhale, step into down dog. Inhale forward to modified up dog, toes stay tucked. Exhale, drop the knees, child's pose. Inhale, rise up, reach the arms up. Exhale, palm against palm. Feel the beating of your own heart. That inner hero that's in all of us. We're all living our own stories, and we're the heroes of our own stories. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, crawl forward, modified up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Knees could be bent here. On your next inhale, step the left foot forward. Back knee down. Lift the heart. Exhale, step the back foot forward. Inhale, rise up. Little back bend, palms touch. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, dive over the legs. Left foot steps back, knee down. Back to down dog. Inhale forward to modified up dog. Drop the knees, sit it back to child's pose. 3 breaths there. Finding your way, you might tuck your toes and flip yourself up to a squat, but we're going to find our way to a forward fold. And then just let yourself roll up, 1 vertebra at a time until you're standing. We'll walk our way to the center of our mat, so now you'll face the long edge of your mat. You might like to have your blocks behind you, on either side of the mat behind you. We'll take a wide-legged straddle. Let's clasp hands behind the back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold. Knuckles reach up. A few breaths there. Let the hands go. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands to the hips, rise up, little back bend at the top, coming to center. We'll turn those right toes 90 degrees. Left toes in slightly, find your warrior 2. Breathing here. Look over the front middle finger. Palm lifts, tip back, peaceful warrior, big inhale. Exhale, forearm to thigh, top arm over the ear. Straightening the front leg as you come back, big inhale. This time tipping forward, reach it forward, and then hand comes to the leg, or you might have a block on the outside of the ankle. Back hand to back hip, look to the front foot. We're going to step the back foot in. Ardha Chandrasana. Bring that block at least a foot or so in front of the pinky toe, and then lifting the back leg. Flex that back foot. Breathing here. Finding your way back down to warrior two. Straighten the leg, coming back to center. Clasp other thumb on top. Lift the heart, big inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. Let the hands go. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands to the hips, rise all the way up, little back bend at the top. Turn those left toes 90 degrees, right foot in slightly. Find warrior two on this side. Front palm tips up, tip it back, peaceful warrior. Forearm to thigh, top arm over the ear. Inhale, tip back again, straighten the front leg. Exhale, triangle pose, reach it forward and then down to the leg or a block outside the ankle. Breathing here. Back hand to back hip, look forward. Step the back foot in a little. Bring that block about a foot in front of the pinky toe. Lifting that back leg, flex the foot. Breathing here. Step it back to warrior two. Finding your way back. Coming back to center one more time. This time we'll fold forward, hands on hips. Bring the hands to the ground. Reach that right hand in front of you. Left hand to the right leg, look under the armpit. Walk that left hand down the right leg. Letting that go. Left hand to the floor in front of you. Right hand to the left leg, look under the armpit. Walk your hand down the leg. Coming back to center. We'll find a Malasana, a squat, at the center of your mat. Pressing elbows into legs. You might be up here if there are knee issues. Otherwise, you're down here. 3 more big breaths. Thinking of those flowers out there that are pressing themselves up out of the soil, lengthening through the spine. You might bring one hand in front of you or behind you, or however it is, we're coming down to a seat to find a wide-legged straddle. So we'll find our way into a wide straddle. Taking your legs out, be facing the long edge of your mat. You might be on a blanket here, so you can be right at the edge of the blanket. And again, finding length in the spine. Let's just bring our hands behind us for a moment. Lift through the heart. It's almost a little back bend. And then we'll begin to come forward. But let's stay with the flat back at first. Back is flat. Flex through the feet. And then you might bring forearms down. You might go further down, or it could just be hands on the ground. So if you have blocks, you could use them also under your forearms. So it's whatever works for you. Breathing here, let the head go. Again, you can shake the head. Lengthen the exhales. Inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Press yourself back up. We're going to take the knees to bend and just let the knees drop side to side. A few times, side to side. Next time knees drop to the right, leave them to the right. So we'll find our pigeon here. You might want one block. Right knee is to the right edge of the mat. Left toes are tucked. You might bring a block or a blanket under the hip. If you're very flexible in this way, you might make that shin parallel with the front edge of your mat. And then find your way down into pigeon. Breathing there. So foot is either flexed if the shin is parallel, or foot can be pointed if the foot is back by that left hip. Breathing into that hip. Imagine that you could send the breath right there. Slowly pressing your way up. We're going to sit on that hip, so if you've got a block there, remove it. Coming back to center. And we'll find our way to the other side. So again, block or blanket under the hip. You might set yourself up with that left shin parallel to the front edge of the mat, then flex the left foot. Right toes can tuck and then release, bringing forearms down. You can also have that left foot pointing towards the right hip. Breathing into that any amount, releasing. Head can be on a block or the hands or the mat. Lengthening the inhales, lengthening the exhales. Big inhale through the nose. Let it go out the mouth. Find your way back. Sitting on the hip, remove the block if it was there. Back to center. We're going to come to the pose that we're focused on today, ankle to knee. So we've opened the hips quite a bit with those pigeons. This is also called double pigeon. So take your right leg and bring it parallel to that front edge of your mat. Flex that right foot. Left leg over right. Flex that left foot. So both of those shins are parallel, are right on top of each other and parallel to that front edge of the mat. You can kind of lift up to adjust the sits bones. And then breathe here for a moment. Just be upright. There's a lot going on. If this is not working for your body, this is a deep hip opener. I'll show you one other option. You can just keep that ankle on the knee and come onto your back. And then grab that right thigh. So this is the other option. But if this is working for you, just be sure you're not sickling the foot. Really have the ankle on top of the knee, and you could always move it more on top of the knee rather than sickling it and bringing the foot down. Breathing here, you could put a block here as well to support if this is feeling better to have something there. And then breathing. Now, some of you might want to fold forward. You could wrap your arms around that leg and let your head go, breathing into it. You could also bring forearms in front of you, whatever it is, but breathing deeply here. This is also called fire log pose, because you might be feeling a little on fire right now. So breathing into it. Inhale through the nose, please. Exhale out the mouth. Press yourself back up. We're going to switch legs. So let that go. You might want a little bump and roll. And then we're going to bring, we're going to bring the left leg down, parallel, and the right leg on top. Flex through both feet. Make sure you're not sickling the foot. And again, if this is not working for your body, you're just going to tip over onto your back and do this way, flexing that foot. Breathing into it. Be upright. And then begin to fold forward, if that's okay on your body. Breathing into it. Slowly pressing yourself back up. You can let that go, little bump and roll if you're on your back. Now we have a choice. You could either stay on your back for Shavasana or come up to a seated meditation. So you could lie down on the mat for Shavasana or come to a seated meditation. But either way, eyes can close, get in touch with the breath. That fire log pose is a great preparation for meditation because it opens the hips. You might find the seat is more comfortable if you've chosen to sit. Allow the eyes to close, and I'll just read to you a quote by Judith Lassiter. She's talking about this dichotomy of the fact that we're both very important, and we're also, we don't want to be self-important, right? So it's not that we're number one in the world just because we're seeing through our own eyes, but we're also important in the scheme of things. She says, when we embrace our importance, we are living our connection with others and the world around us. In this state, we can change the world. Just a kind gesture or a generous word can change another's day. Stopping to pay attention to what another person may need right now in her life and helping when appropriate can change that person's life. Connection is that process of knowing our importance in the whole, as well as comprehending that others share this importance with us. When we do so, we are less likely to hate or fear. We can rest secure in the knowledge that we are all eternal threads in the grand design. Just a few more moments here, contemplating that we're eternal threads in the grand design. Begin to deepen the breath. If you're lying down, you can wiggle fingers and toes. You might take a full body stretch. If you're sitting up, you could take a twist. Everyone slowly making your way to a comfortable seat. Namaste. The light in me bows to the light in each of you. Thank you so much, and see you soon.
I hope you have enjoyed today's program. And if you would like to spend a little bit more time with this artwork, I invite you to join us for 2 upcoming programs, Artful Meditation and Artful Healing. Be sure to like and follow us on all of our social media accounts at Colby Museum and visit us on our website, colby.edu/museum, where you can also subscribe to be a part of our Let Art Inspire mailing list. Like always, from our museum home to yours, take care, and I will see you next month for another Artful Movements.